Welcome to Venture CFO Podcast, the show that takes your business to the next level. I'm CFO Stan, and today we are talking about what is smart money that every business needs. Last episode, we talked about smart money and mastering people. Today, we're going to deep dive into smart money. It's not OPM, others people money, it's more than that. Let's get started. You struggle to find funding because you focus too much on getting money under a specific terms and do not pay attention to who is providing the funding. As not all bankers providing the same offer. You could resort to investors' money as it is the best way to improve your profitability to success. The best money in business is undeniable from your customer, the market. With credibility and reputation, some entrepreneurs raise money from the market instead of investors by promising the product and services to deliver on a specific date and collect money now. This is a smart way to do. It is the same concept of smart money. Kickstarter is one of the best examples that build a platform that you could explore this. If you have started a business or find yourself stuck in any business stages, here is an alarming statistic for you. Up to 85% of business fail because they run out of cash. Hence, you want to be the part of 15% that success. You will need to see yourself on how to be smart about how you handle the money. That means money cannot solely be generated from organic profit, and you have to raise money from smart money investors. Cash is blood and sales is hard. We need both to run our body and business. So I know a boss who is a professional architect and work in an architect firm. The clients would compliment him for being very good at his job. One day, an opportunity came and he decided to take the project for himself. He thought he could execute a better job than his boss. Thus, he became his own boss. His journey as an entrepreneur was great. He used to enjoy everything, freedom, and make more money by himself instead of working for other people. But after a year of learning, this boss needed to hire some people to do his work because he cannot be one-man show, right? Even though he used to outsource some of his job, but it doesn't work when your business is going up and there's more activities around. So he decided it's time for him to hire someone permanent to help him to record some of the projects, expenses, track down the profit, so that he will have more time to meet clients. So he will use to draw money from the business and let this new staff to handle everything. So he's still very used to draw money whenever he needed, and this resulted the bank account sometimes have either too much money or lack of funds because you do not have a proper way to do the control. And during year end, the accountant will have trouble to identify which one is your business fund and which one is your personal money. And things make worse when the tax department really come and visit them. So they identify a lot of ambiguous transactions that he can't even know how to explain on that. As an impact of that, a huge penalty needs to be paid because some of the money the tax officer will just claim that, that is your income, unreported. So here you go. You need to pay the penalty for wrongly declare your taxes. You know, the tax actually costs a whole sedan car. Actually, if he do the planning properly, he will not need to pay all this money to the tax department. Right. So what exactly is smart money to you? It would mean other people's money, yes, but it's a better way to emphasize that it's the money that is not lazy. All right, investors would hate the fact that if their money just remain there with nothing being done and result in low return, that is the worst thing. So they will refer money is smart, not lazy. So OPM generally means money not belonging to you. It could be from bank or investor or someone else. But smart money is tends to be more specific. In VC world, venture capital, smart money is an investment term that includes the money that people invest in business. plus time, advice, and know-how which they put into the company. Okay, it's called SMART because business receives not only the investor fund but also their wisdom. By understanding smart money deep enough, you would be able to attract them easily because they are the opposite side of the equation, right? So just have this simple term in mind. I'll call it SMART. Okay, this term will be like this: investors spot the market with the advice of knowing your risk and what timeline to take. So it's called SMART, S-M-A-R-T. So SMART is the S word is a spot. So spot, what do you spot? In the VC terminology, when money is invested without the investor putting any of their know-how or their time, it's called dumb money. It's so dumb. In the betting world, smart money refers to gamblers who know what they are doing and manage to earn a living on their bets. So investors usually identify the trends of others, so they are able to spot it. Okay. So now the next letter of M is called market. So smart money is invested by those with a fuller understanding of the market and with information that regular investors cannot access. As a result, smart money is considered a much better chance of success when the trading patterns and the institution investor diverge from retail investor. So the next one is A, is advice, smart money advice. So what is that? Smart money investor bring cash to the deal after obtaining advice from the experts. So it's all about advice, but they bring much more than just money, you know. Smart money investors are also bringing the knowledge, their relationship that can accelerate the growth of your business and give you a competitive advantage. They are familiar with your customer because they are also an entrepreneur. They're familiar with your customer wants and needs, and then their potential sales objection and also market potential. They have a good sense of best potential channel partner or industry analysis, and probably have the insight affecting your customer demand that you do not have. So they simply can give you a lot of advice. Okay? And R stands for risk. Prior to investment, smart investor will want some reasonable control over their money that expose them to risk. Being risk, most common method they use is due diligence study, annual review report, and also appointments of a fund manager to help them to mitigate the risk. And the last one is the timeline. SMART, the last alphabet of T is timeline. So return of smart money have to be expected. For some of the smart investors, they will be put out is within 2 to 7 years. Depends on the terms and sometimes it's the need of the business. So in world of capitalism, the funds of smart investors are anytime more abundant than any business they need. Because smart money is categorized into the timeline. So whenever the timeline is mature, they need to call back. And when the investor has too much money they do not put it into good use, they are also under pressure to put it to the right place to receive more capital gain. So it's both sides of the coin. You need to understand what is smart. Okay. So now, how important is your business so that you can match the right investor or bank, right? It does not matter if you are desperate to raise money or not interested at all to taking other people's money in the near future. It's always a good practice to have a smart approach in business, right? This smart approach for using your money is the right way to run your business. That is how money appears in a successful business, okay? Like what you hear so far, make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. And now, back to the show. Now, determine how the smart money can match their smart investee accordingly, right? So, in another way, in the other side of the coin of smart is from the investee, and I also call is the business owner. So, business owner to approach investor, you must understand the other side of the smart. So what I call the smart, The first one is S, scalability. Second is mission. A is stand for attainable. R is relevant. T is time bound. Here you go. It's also a smart approach, easy to remember, and it's very useful for you to understand, to apply it. So when you go for pitching, you must have to take care of this smart approach as well. So these 5 areas, let's get into it. So the S, scalability. Investor invest in a business that could scale from one location to multiple market segments, of course, including application of technology. So, but having a tech or not a tech is not important. It's still important if you are able to scale. So with that preference, so a scalable business is more attractive than a profitable business. So if, let's say, you are telling your investor that your business is very profitable, yes, for just 1 unit or 2 units, but they are more interested that they are scalable, because making profit is important, but bringing value is much more higher than profit. Okay? So second thing is mission. It's very important that you are able to communicate to investor that what is your purpose in business. Do you have a purpose? What's the meaning for you to running this business? So you must have a vision-driven business. That's important for you to keep motivated, so that your investor will want to join your cause. Okay? Mission. So the next one is attainable. Your projection and your business goal must be achievable and make sense to banker and investor. So asking too much or too little is not what they concern. They will use business judgment, and even they will ask you a question like this: can you make it with my money? So they don't really care how much you want. With the amount that you're asking for, are you able to success? Because they also have a business mindset, they know business. So what they do is they simply want you to be successful. Okay? Another one is relevance. So if you're pitching for the funding, is it related what you do? Okay? So if that is not, you need to tell them where your money is going to spend to. So the scope of where you use the money must be related to your area of business. You cannot do other kind of business, right? So if you are going to pitch for your business, they will want your parent company, not your subsidiary. Okay? Even though they will prefer the whole business, it's not just part of your business. So it must be relevant, because when the money is going to your bank account, you will have the full power to use it. And it's not good. Your bookkeepers and accountant must be able to identify where is the personal money, and this money is for this funding. Okay? This money is for another company. So it will make a lot easier for your accountant and bookkeepers to audit, and also very important for you to future funding. That is the R we are looking at. You must make it relevant. All right? Okay, the last one is the time bound. So you request for money, the banker will show you a schedule of payment, right? A schedule of repayment, when you're going to pay it every month. Until how many years? Mostly 5 years minimum to 10 years or even 30 years. All right, that one is, of course, with collateral. So if you're talking about smart money, investor will want to know the date, when are you going to return the money. So could be 2 years, 3 years, or 7 years. Okay? It's your responsibility to tell the investor. It's not the other way around. Banks will tell you. But for smart money, for equity funding, you need to have a timeline for them to return their money. So make it simple. Raising money is very easy, but the toughest part is being uncertain when can you return the money and when you need it. So let's say you need it, the money, you will apply to the bank. It will at least take you 3 months down the road, right, to find a suitable bank. But for investors, you need to plan at least more than 3 months ahead. You need to at least 6 months to get yourself ready to plan for it. Overall, yes, your business is in a smart condition, but you still struggle to find an investor. You could go to the extent of hiring the accountant or smart consultant to design your whole business plan and the whole equity offer, and yet your investors do not have the liking or interest on yourself. It's not about the business. It's not about the project. because they just simply do not like you. So you still can't get funded because smart investor invest on people. It's not a project, it's not a company. So do you have a correct valuation? Do you have a pitch deck perfectly done? How many of you have a funding roadmap ready? So please reach out to me what you want to learn more and tell me your problem or anything that I could offer to help. So give me some comment to reach out to my team, okay? And in future episodes, we're going to talk about company valuation, preparing pitch deck, and how to design a funding roadmap that makes sense to smart investors. So the boss that who paid the heavy tax penalty, right, and learned a biggest lesson in his life. So he decided to plan his money smart this time around and review his business again. So this time, he pitched to these two smart investors that I know. One is a business angel, another one is a retired architect. So the retired architect no longer wants to continue business because he already retired. And yeah, so these two persons will invest the money into this boss. So they are so close now and they are more like a partners, but they do not interfere the business. And they give valuable advice, guidance, even resources to run the business successful. These two investors, they will go around and tell his network, hey, this is my company. They can help you solve problems because they own a share in the company, but they do not interfere in the operation, but they will try to get business for you. You know what? This boss only gave away a small portion of his equity in exchange of large capital and also valuable expertise to expand the business. So for you, if you give away of your share too much and losing control, that is not smart. And they are not even smart investors. They want to control business because they thought they put up a lot of money for you and then they want to hold the largest shares to be in control, to mitigate their risk. That is not called smart money. They are not even smart investors. Or worse still, what happens if you give a large portion of share to your partners and at the end of the day they behave like an employee? So you are the one working harder than them. It's not even smart move either. So I know some of the boss, they really regret that when this happens because they just simply give away a share without have a proper planning or draft out the valuation, draft out the whole funding roadmap. So actually everyone can be a CFO. Their job is to coordinate three things: finance, accounting, and tax strategy to maximize shareholders' value. So a smart CFO would know how to borrow just enough of debt and dilute right amount of equity to bring the business to the next level. Thanks for joining us this week on Venture CFO. Make sure you visit our website www.cfostan.com where you can hit the subscribe button below so that you will never miss a show. While you are at it, if you found valuable in this show, we are really appreciate a rating. Okay? If you simply want to tell a friend about the show, that will be helping us a lot. Thank you. So, see you again. See you at the next level. Bye.